Hi everyone, Aaron Mortimer from Aaron Insurance again. Today we're with Andrew Hall. Andrew's from sailmaker in Auckland, and we're very pleased to have him along to talk about all things sales. Okay, Andrew, good to see you this morning. Maybe before we kick off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your background and history is, and how you came to be a sailmaker?
Yeah, I guess I kicked off my career in the 80s.
Yep, a lot going on.
I did my apprenticeship with Hood Sailmakers.
Yep.
And just worked my way along. I'm principal of Sail IQ.
Yep.
And have done a reasonable amount of sailing.
So you've done a couple of Sydney to Hobart, have you?
Yep. City of Hobart just did the around North Island.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The last little bit.
It didn't turn out to be around North Island, did
No.
it?
And had to be a West Coast. West Coast.
Yeah.
Which was quite interesting. A lot of upwind work.
Yep.
And all the rest of it, but still a good race.
Yeah, nice.
Lot of fun. Good.
Yeah. And how long have you had Sail IQ?
I started Sail IQ probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah. You do the sales. A lot of sailmakers do a few other things. Is there anything else that you sort of get into that's sort of fabric related?
Yeah, I think as a bespoke sailmaker in New Zealand, you can't just build racing sails.
Yeah.
You can't just build cruising sails.
Yep.
We do a lot of cover work as well, all the way from full enclosures through to eyebrows on some of the launches, some pieces.
Yeah, cool.
All that sort of jazz. We also do a lot of cordage work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, right.
So we'll do all that sort of stuff for our clients.
Yeah, right.
And basically, just if someone comes to us and they need something done, if we don't do it, we'll.
Yeah, I should probably also introduce you. I mean, I've known Andrew for a few years. He's done some work on my boats, and I think you've sorted out some canvas, some sails. Some good pointers on some of the furling gear I had.
Yep.
Some details, about code zeros and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that was really helpful, and I think that's sort of the benefits of I guess a hands-on approach, and also somebody's been there and done that. You can actually look at a boat and go, oh yeah, that's out of the factory. That probably not going to work for New Zealand, and I think we change it for that.
Yes. Hey, look, a lot of the boats that are actually coming into New Zealand now, they're built to a price.
Yep.
And their spec just doesn't sometimes match the way that we're sailing in New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, I guess, Andrew, most of the boats in New Zealand are your typical cruiser racer type setup. Some probably race a bit more, some cruise a bit more. So with that in mind, let's go through a few sail fabrics and materials, eh?
Yeah, that sounds excellent, Aaron. Hey, let's get you down into the pit and we'll go through them.
Okay, I'm up for it. Cool. Okay, we made it down to the pit. I'm not entirely sure I'll get out, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, we've got a bit of hardware and a bit of fabric in front of us. Andrew, maybe we kick off with some of this different sail material here. What have we got, and what would you sort of use them for?
Okay, Aaron. Firstly, we've got the dirty old Dacron, which has been around forever, that most people will know and understand.
Yep.
Doesn't have a lot of resin in it. In the early days of my career, some of the racing stuff used to have a lot of resin in it, would break down really quickly.
Yep.
This is a cruising laminate. Mm-hmm. It has what they class as a taffeta on both sides.
What does a taffeta do?
Well, taffeta is just for anti-abrasion, basically. Protects it.
Yep.
Doesn't do anything to the strength of the cloth at all.
Right.
It's just for protection.
Yep.
And then we've got this, the U-Butte.
Wow.
The Rolls-Royce, which is if anyone knows about Dyneema, it's a Dyneema Dacron-based product. All the really serious offshore cruisers are using it, and it just lasts.
Right. Wow. It feels pretty.
It really hard on the needles in the machine.
Yeah.
And does the business. It's really good. Yeah.
So that's sort of where you'd be at sort of more of the cruising side. What are these flash-looking things you got down here?
Okay. These are membrane laminates, and this is what we class as a roll good laminate, which is when something comes on a roll, that's what we have. And most people will have seen that as a panelled sail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these sails here, or what comes out of here, is a there's no panels in them.
Right.
They just lay the fibres through the sail.
All right.
Which gives you a much better, stronger sail.
Okay, cool.
Again, we started to talk about taffeta on these. We've got even in the membranes, we've got taffeta both sides.
Yep.
No taffeta at all.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So why would you go with no taffeta at all? Is it a weight thing, or is it a look sexier without the taffeta?
It's a weight thing, but most Kiwis want to have a sail that's going to last.
Yeah. Yep.
And anything without taffeta is just going to last a shorter period of time than having taffeta on it. And basically, you start to step up through weight of taffeta for anti-abrasion.
Yeah, right. Okay.
One thing that I would say is, if you're looking at a sail, you're either going to have a regatta sail or you're going to have something that's going to last.
Right.
If you want a regatta sail, I've taken the opportunity, even though it's not sail making gear, I bought some carbon into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want a regatta sail, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this on the. Boom. That's carbon.
Right.
The toe doesn't hold together when it flexes.
Right.
So, why they put carbon in sails is the load numbers, or the anti-stretch. Is really good at the start.
Right.
But as I've just demonstrated, as soon as you start to flex it doesn't happen.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, what we like with a lot of our sails is to use aramids or Kevlars through them, because it's just, again, gets into the bulletproof area where they last longer.
Perfect.
And they protect the sail. Really, if you look at this, these sails, it's the mylar on both sides is the sail.
Yeah.
All the filament that's in the middle is just helping keep the mylar in good nick.
Yeah, cool. That's great, Andrew. So I guess let's talk about mainsails for a bit. So you've got your fabric, you've chosen your fabric, we've got a mast, we want to join the sail to the mast. We've got some batting cars here, and I think we're looking at them. We've got the sort of the Rolls-Royce version, and we've got the Toyota Corolla version. Maybe you want to talk us through the difference between some of these.
Right. Okay, you've really got to look at how a batten works, or on a fully batten mainsail. They're like I-beams. When they push in, they load up on the luff. And you're looking at this is probably your most basic type of batten receptacle and slide all slip slide that you can have. When that's loading in, they tend to slip past the section that you're loading up, and they actually will start to jam your all slip car. I think probably all had it at some stage where your mainsail's jamming going up or coming down.
Yep.
The next unit, this has an M10 fitting on it, okay, which is a lot nicer. When the batten's actually loading in, it actually loads and can't slip past. But you also in some masts, this is all you can put on the mast because it's got an external track on the thing. You also can have jamming.
Yep.
This is an aluminium car. This could still fit onto one of those.
Yep.
But what it has, if you've got a flat back mast and we can fit that in, it has rollers up the back of it, and they're just really nice to get up and down your
so lower friction, easier,
don't jam,
and pretty secure with the old batten in there.
Oh, absolutely. Don't jam. There is one up from this, and it all depends whether you've got a track on the back of your mast, where that's just the next stage.
Right. Cool.
But this is what most are using.
Great. Okay, now we've got a headboard in front of us. What does a headboard do, and why do you need a good one?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's obviously keeping the head at the top of the track on the mast, but they tend to be the things that bind up the most as well. We've got an example here of a triple car headboard with rollers on it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so it's doing exactly the same thing as the other. You've got to remember that this doesn't have loading coming in on the mast now. It has loading going. It's loaded up. It's essentially trying to pull
it out. Yeah, right.
So that's why you have two or three.
Okay.
Just so that the rollers will work and do their thing on there.
Cool. So we've got a bit more new technology here. This is a roller batten, and everyone thinks of battens as being stiff and inflexible, and but this is a completely different kettle of fish. What is this, and where would you use this, Andrew?
Yeah, okay. In most roller feeling head saws, you either put up with having a hollow leech, which doesn't aid to a good twist profile on your sail, or have vertical battens, which in a very short space in time, they create a gutter down the back of the sail. These battens are horizontal on your sail, just as you would on a standard sail that you've seen forever and a day.
Yeah.
And they allow us to keep a good roach profile, and you roll the things up,
Fill them up. Sweet.
away you go. Bob's your uncle.
Magic.
Boom.
Cool. That's pretty cool. And the other thing I think is pretty cool is this little puppy down here. So it says sail sense, sail monitoring and management, and we've got this little blue box. What is this, Andrew, and how does it work?
Okay, hey, well, a lot of people ask, how long is my sail going to last for? Fairly common question that we all want to know when we're looking at, when we're purchasing something. What this will do is it tells us how you're sailing with your sail. In other words, how many times it's been flogged,
Right.
how many hours it's been in the UV.
Wow.
Because UV is one of the.
Yeah, it's a killer.
It's a killer, and how many tacks you've done with.
Really? So just looking at this little box, Andrew, how do you actually get the information out of it?
You get your phone out,
Oh, yep.
and you got an app on the phone, and you can see all your data
Wow.
and pieces from there, which enables us to see all the data as well. So we're both working as a team.
That's cool. So if you're a skipper running a boat and you can't make it to a race, you let the crew go out.
Yeah, telling tale, isn't it? Yeah.
But that's pretty piece of pretty cool technology, both for an owner and for you as a sailmate. Yeah, excellent. Rightio, Andrew, we're back on the loft floor. I managed to successfully extricate myself from the pit with a bit of help. So, we talk about sails being the engine of the boat. A lot of us are car owners, we service our engine. What should we be doing with our sails?
Yeah, I think probably every off-season,
Yep.
you should be ringing your sailmaker up and saying, hey, can you come and pick them up, or I'm going to drop them off,
Right.
have a look at them,
Yep.
and do anything to be done to them, which in all honesty, most of us do.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what have you got on the floor of the loft here at the moment?
Okay, so we've got a membrane that's just getting ready to go out.
Yep. Is this coming for servicing or a bit of a tidy up, or?
No, this one is just getting ready to. I think we've done a test sail with them.
Oh, yep.
Coming to pick it up tomorrow.
Yep, cool.
What we've got over here is another membrane that has actually done about 2,000 miles. Came in for a bit of a tidy up.
Oh, yep.
We had to do a few bits and pieces to it.
Yep.
But the owners wanted it done, and it was great.
Yep.
Because
Look after the sail, yeah.
anything that you can catch before
Yeah.
it gets too bad, it's
Yep.
a great thing.
And what about this one here? This got a bit of mould or something in the stitching, I think.
This is a sail that we were about to replace. But if you look at this, what you really should be doing with your sails to keep them in reasonable nick is not to leave them wet.
Yep.
Even a roller furling sail.
Yep.
If you come in, it's been really bad weather and it's been wet. Next couple of days, go down there and dry your sail out.
Yep.
Don't leave it. There's two things. Mold won't hurt the structure of your sail, but doesn't look nice.
Yeah.
And it just needs mold spores and dampness to start to grow. And
Once it takes hold, it's lots of scrubbing if you can.
it grows pretty quickly.
Yeah.
There is some products out there that can cut it down, but it's once it's there, it's there.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty.
Yeah, cool. And what about the sail over here? This looks like it's been flogged a little bit. Well, I say flogged, but well used. So we say well used.
Yeah, this one's done a lot of miles. It's really on its last legs. We've just gone through with this. The laminate that we were talking about before had all fallen to bits, so we've put this PSA on this side, basically just to give it a bit more plastic.
Right.
But the guy knows that it's not long.
Yeah. So he's just trying to eke out as much as he can before.
As most Kiwi sailors will do.
Yep. Until it finally absolutely gives up the ghost.
Yep.
And what about this one here? This is the furling sail, is it?
No, that's a little code 0.
Oh, it's a code 0.
And that's just come in for a little look at to see whether there's anything wrong with it, which there hasn't been. So
cool. Very good. Okay, after struggling back down into the pit again, Andrew, here we are with a whole lot of interesting gear in front of us. So if you're a Kiwi sailor, you're out on the water, We like to be generally pretty self-sufficient. Maybe you can talk us through some of the sort of gear that you think people should have on board so they can keep their sails going if something goes a little bit amiss when they're out there.
Yeah, all depending on how long your voyage is and what you need to go for. Obviously, scissors, handwork.
Yeah. So when you say handwork, that's just a big old needle there.
Yeah, big old needle.
Yep.
You need something so you're not going to jam it through your hand.
Yep.
So get yourself a good palm. Don't get one of the cheap little nasty ones,
right.
because they're not
going to work.
Well, they will, but you mightn't like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So handwork needles and all.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really good if you have to whack stuff through a sail or do anything like that.
Yep.
Excellent. That's why you can use a hammer.
Right.
It's on the boat or a mallet or whatever.
Yep.
To put them in.
Yep. Good old Stanley knife.
Good old Stanley knife.
Yep.
Yeah. If you need to chop stuff out. Pliers. For
interesting one.
Yep. If you've got to pull these handwork needles through the sail.
All right. Yep.
You get in there and you can use that to do your thing. Some form of thing where you can melt things.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
Yep.
And your on your downwind sails, some repair tape is really good.
Is that sticky back? Is that what it'd be called?
Sticky, yeah, sticky. I've also put this type of sticky back, which is a 3 ounce sticky back in there, and that's primarily if you need something for a bit of a heavier sail.
Yeah.
It's really a temporary to use that stuff.
Sure.
This probably will do you a reasonable turn on your downwind sails.
Yeah.
Probably when you get in the sail, get your sailmaker to give you some scraps as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So one of the things I don't have here is any gluing kit. I believe you. The reason that we don't put them in the kits is because they have a limited shelf life.
Right.
But you can look online. Dr. Sales does some good stuff.
So if you're on a big trip, you just sort yourself out, fill it for the trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just get it in for the trip.
Yep.
Some web.
Yep.
Just in case you have something that falls off that you can use your.
Exactly.
Good amount of drying stuff.
Right.
Okay. So to dry your sails, and I would suggest if you're on a long trip, a low wattage heat gun.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You don't want to melt your sail, but it really works to dry them.
Yeah.
Really works to dry them out, and also works to get the adhesives down.
Yeah, right. Okay.
One of the things that you can use, I've got acetone here, but we use a lot of isopropyl alcohol.
Yep.
That dries the sail.
All right.
It's not just about and you're getting
rid of them.
Trying to get the salt off it.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
And that should be enough to get you going.
Magic. That's great.
One more thing. I've got an old piece of board here.
Yep.
But just in case you got to use this to wax through on.
Yeah, right.
But mum's chopping board, although she mightn't like it, is good as well.
Okay. That's been really good, Andrew. Thanks very much. We've covered a bit today, and it's been really helpful, and I hope you find a lot of information that's suitable to you and your sailing. If anybody wants to get in touch with Andrew, probably this website is the best idea. His website is sailiq.co.nz. Thanks for watching.